Hey you guys, it's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the different places that you guys can get inventory for your online boutique. Before you go to any of these places, you need one important piece of document. You need your seller's permit. You cannot buy wholesale inventory at all. Inventory, accessories, clothes, shoes, anything without your seller's permit. Once you have this piece of document, you're now able to go and purchase inventory for your boutique. And so the first place that I went is online. Now, if you just Google wholesale clothing websites, you'll find a lot of websites that look like they're scams, like they're not legitimate, and most of them are not legit. So how can you know if a website is legit or not? A few different ways. Number one, you typically won't be able to see any prices at all before you register for the site. Number two, you would typically have to register to that website to have access to their inventory. So how can you find legitimate sites? One that I use all the time is Fashion Go. FashionGo.net is a website that I found when I first started, and it's like basically an eBay for wholesale vendors. There are thousands of vendors on there who are selling their product on this like hub in a sense. Most of these vendors you would find in the LA fashion district, so they actually have locations, physical locations, but they can sell to people all over the US through Fashion Go. So I would say definitely check out Fashion Go. Again, you have to register for Fashion Go. You would have to provide your seller's permit, your business license, a business card, something that's proving that you're a legitimate business, because like think about it, you're going to be able to have access to things that are really low in price, and in order to do that you have to be a legitimate business. You want to get the business part of it down first if you haven't done that yet before you think about inventory. I know we're excited about inventory. You really want to figure out how can you become a legally running business. If you need help with that process, I actually have a resource that I will link down below that teaches you how to step by step become a legally running business. And then I also will teach you in that same resource how to sign up for wholesale websites and really good vendors that you can find on Fashion Go and off of Fashion Go. The next place that you can go is in person. So in person there are a lot of places that you can go, but what I recommend doing is going to a trade show. So a trade show is basically a place or a show in a sense where a lot of wholesale vendors will come to one location and sell you their inventory in person. And so I absolutely love trade shows because number one, it's like a really cool new experience. If you've never been, it can be kind of overwhelming in the beginning, but it's a really cool experience. I actually have a video, a vlog when I first launched where I visited my first trade show, and I actually have another vlog that I just put up last week of the second trade show that I went to. I'll link those down below so you can kind of see and hear more about my experience, but you can go there. Typically you would have to register. Different trade shows have different requirements, and so I found a trade show. I just went on Google and I looked up trade shows near me in 2018. This was last year, and so I just found a trade show where their only requirement was that I had a business card and that I just registered with them on their website. I also needed to provide to them my seller's permit number, and at that point I had my seller's permit, and at that point I didn't have a business card, but you better believe I went to Walmart and I created one. Different ones have different requirements, so if you find one and you don't meet the requirements yet to attend, don't give up, look for another one. Anyways, you go to these trade shows. It's a really cool experience because the first trade show that I went with no money. I had $0, and the cool thing was that I was able to order things on pre-order, meaning I could say, hey, I really want to buy this thing, can you ship it out to me next month? And so they won't charge your card until they ship it out to you next month. Also, that's important because a lot of trade shows that you might go to, the things that they're showing you at the trade show, like they'll have all their inventory all laid out nice and cute. A lot of those things won't be available until the following season. And so if you're able to take home stuff with you, that's called cash and carry. So if you go to a trade show and you want to buy things immediately, say, hey, do you guys have anything on cash and carry? Or hey, do you have anything that's available immediately? And they'll point out to you the things that you can buy immediately or that you could take home with you that day. But most times, most cases, they're selling things that they will ship out to you in the future. I would say your first line of order, the very first thing that I did was I found a trade show near me Literally, I'm in Houston, Texas. It was day 3 of me starting my business. I found one in Dallas, 3 hours, really it's 4 hours, but I drive kind of fast, don't tell on me. I drove to Dallas, 3 hours away that next day, and I went to the trade show. Now, I didn't have money for a hotel, I didn't have money for a flight, so I drove early in the morning, went to the trade show for a few hours. Every time that I go to a trade show, I'm there for maybe like 2-3 hours. You don't need that much time there. And then I drove home right after that, another 3 hours. It was a one-day trip, and I really only spent money on gas and food, which I was later able to put as a business expense. So yes, you guys, you got to be creative. The very last place that I know of to get inventory for your boutique is the LA Fashion District. This is like the hub and the main place to get immediate access to these wholesale vendors. The coolest thing about it is, so if you go on Fashion Go, you'll see the clothes priced at the most expensive price. Let's say we have a set of dresses. Typically when you buy inventory, you'll buy a pack, and a pack will come in typically 6 pieces, 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 larges. So although I'm buying one style of dress, I can't just pick out, I want to buy one dress. I typically will buy it in a pack. So let's say that we're buying one dress, a pack of dresses, but that the item cost, let's say $12 on fashiongo.com.net, whatever it is. It's $12 on Fashion Go, and then I go to the trade show, it might be like $11.50. And then in the fashion district, it might be $10. So look at how that price changes depending on where you go. So your ultimate goal and the key is to be able to go to the fashion district. However, not everybody is able to hop on a flight, go to LA, and spend money there. And so that's definitely like reasonable. Like, I've been in business now for 10 months and I haven't been yet, but it definitely will be happening within the next couple of months, and I will take you guys with me, of course. But I would definitely say like that's where you want to go. You will have to have like your seller's permit, again, to prove that you're a legitimate business in order to get wholesale prices. Remember, your first line of business is to become a legally running business. And if you're not sure what steps to take, check out the link down below to see how to do that. But once you become a legally running business, then your next step really is to get inventory. And so hopefully this video helped you guys out to know where you can get inventory from. I'm planning a trip to the fashion district. Maybe I will invite y'all with me, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up for my videos like this, and I will see you guys in my next video.